Etonam, your hand is up. Do you want to say something?
Yes, when is the class starting?
Yeah, so it's not a class. It's sort of like an info session. It will start shortly. We are waiting for the others to join in.
Okay.
Yeah. But those of you here, do you have another device with you that you can use? Because we'll be doing a little sort of like quiz. Don't worry, it's not an assessment. Yeah, it's just for us to know you guys and then the people who have joined. You'll get there. If try and find another extra device with you, that would be very helpful. Yeah, I think I mentioned it on the group, but I don't know if maybe some people are here and then they are not on the group. So just try and find another device. Maybe you join with your laptop and then have your phone close by. If you know anyone who is supposed to be here, let's reach out to them quickly so that we can finish and get out of here quickly. Yeah, so we'll be starting shortly. The reason why I'm stalling is because I'm the same person who keeps admitting. Let me just do it open. Okay, so that when they just join in, I wouldn't have to allow them in. So you let's wait for a couple of minutes for the others to join and we'll start. Again, if you know anybody who is supposed to be joining us, reach out to them so that we can get started. And I'm mentioning it again, if try and have another extra device handy, because that's what we'll use for the Q&As and the other questions. John, are you here? Yeah, so we are trying to record the session as well. So we'll try and record it and post it later on. Okay, so I'm informed that it's being recorded as we speak. So, yeah. Yeah, we'll probably have to start around 8:10. So reach out to your friends, let them join quickly. And if you have the link, share it on your status so that they all join in. Yeah, so I said it's being recorded now. So the session is being recorded. Oh yeah, I was on mute. Can you all hear me and see me at the same time? You can just
Yeah, we can see you.
great. You're all welcome to our first official Innovo Tech Lab session. I know we've been having individual meetings with me for I think almost a year now. Yeah, but now, yeah, Someone's hand is up. Does the person have a question? Okay, it's down again. Yeah, so this is our first official meeting as Innovo Tech Lab. So I'll quickly talk about Innovo Tech Lab and we'll go ahead. Yeah, so Innovo Tech Lab is a community of innovators who want to build and then make changes in their communities. And this all stemmed from me being in the robotics club, going into the university and noticing that there is no proper continuity and there's no even market for the whole robotics and engineering space. Yeah, so this is a way for me to also contribute to bridge the gap, that gap that is being created, and to also raise more innovators in this particular space. So not to wait for jobs to be created, but to also be entrepreneurs and innovate in that particular space. So that's what Innovo Tech Lab basically is about in a nutshell. We have communities, and we do a bit of, we do projects sometimes. Some of you tried participating, but since you came to the university, it's a bit shaky. And we also do outreaches. I'm sure I've been to most of your schools already. After you go back to school, we will start the outreaches again and we'll go to more schools. Yeah. So we have a quick icebreaker, which we'll be doing. This is why I said we'll require another device. So let me quickly share my screen and we'll go straight at it. Okay, great. Can you all see my screen? So if you are using your mobile phone, I mentioned you need to have another extra device. So you either use your laptop or your mobile phone. You go to menti.com. Let me paste the link over here. Menti.com, right? And yeah, so I've sent the link into the chat. Use that link. Use that link and then you can start answering the questions. So let's go ahead with it. As many of you as you can. Yeah. The first question is which high school or university are you from? So those of you from high school, type the name of your school. Those of you in the university, just type in the name of your university. Okay, yeah, UMass. I'm sure this is Mohammed. Yeah. No, join, click on the link. Emmanuel, click on the link and then write the name of your school. Opokuware. Oh, okay. Precisely gone. UG. This school just came up. Okay, St. Augustine's. Abri Girls. Yeah, Joseph, you have something to say? Joseph, go ahead. You can speak up. Okay, let me share the link again so that the rest of you can join in. Okay, I've shared the link again. So those of you who can have access to it. Yeah, I'm seeing some hands up. You can speak up. Okay, Brigels is repeated again. University of Ghana, Legon. Okay. 16 responses. Are there more people responding from different places? Okay, University is here. Another Wesley Girls. TI Amas. Oh, okay. Great. I think that's fine. So we are moving on to the next question. I don't think there's any more coming in. We are moving on to the next question. UPSA. Oh, okay, interesting. Yeah, Joseph, use the link. Use the link, or you don't have an extra device with you. Okay, I'm moving on. Elfrida, yeah, do you have a question?
Yes, please. Please, I'm not at home right now, so I don't have an extra device
Oh,
available
okay,
to me.
don't worry, that's fine. Caroline, if you have an extra device, just go ahead and select it. Yeah, Frida, that's fine. It's all good. Ah, 16 people responded previously, so I expect 16 people to respond. Majority of you are in SHS3. The Accra people, please use the link. Let me just paste it again. I'm pasting the link in the chat. So use the link. Okay. Hey, some people are still typing in the chat. Please use the link. I'm guessing the graduate is probably either Derek or Edwin, one of our panelists. Oh, someone from second year. Okay, 18 people. 18 people. One more. One more. Oh, we have 20. Okay, so majority of you are in third year. Yeah, makes sense. I mean, you're about to jump into the next phase of your life. Okay. Hold on, I'm trying to get one of the panelists in. Okay, great. Oh, that's fine. So 9 of you are from SHS3. Next question. What's your dream job? Now, this is just a free flow. Just type in your dream job. You can just type it in. I think you have unlimited tries. Cybersecurity, okay. Mechatronics. Data analytics. Frida, is your hand still up? DevSecOps, okay. Okay. Someone wants to be an entrepreneur. ML engineer, ethical hacking. Okay. Who wants to be an adult? Dream job. The person typed an adult. Someone typed in father. I have a feeling I know who typed in scamming, but I'll keep it to myself. I don't want to mention your name. Okay. Someone said don't know yet. That's fair. Who is the black hat guy? Okay. Someone wants to be a doctor. I see. Okay, these are all good. I think we have 23 responses, so I'm going ahead. But there are 46 of you. I think all of you can participate. You all should go ahead and footballer. Interesting. App developer. Okay. Someone wants to be a pilot. Growing up, I wanted to be a mechanical engineer, but my mind changed along the line. I think when I was about to enter the university, I realized that it wasn't what I was supposed to do. I saw bio something somewhere. Oh, now it's moving super fast. Dental surgeon, okay. House husband. Oh yeah, biotech engineer. I think that's what I was looking for. Human being. All the best. Okay, I think that's enough. We are moving on to the next one. Embedded systems developer. Okay. So the next question. What excites you the most about tech? Right? Building cool stuff, solving problems, making money, changing the world. Okay. Okay, making money is still leading. Making money is still leading. I think this is multiple choice. So if it's all of them, you can just choose all of them. Obviously, making money will take the lead. Okay. Let's try and hit 30. Five more people. 5 more people can respond. Yeah, Elfrida and Henry, your hands are up. Do you have any questions? Is there a question you have for me? Okay.
Oh, sorry, I didn't know my hand was.
Oh, okay, sure. That's fine. Yeah, so making money is still leading. 3 more people. 3 more people. Joseph, can you hear me? Is it that you don't have an extra device with you? Is that why you keep typing? Well, let me quickly send the link to somebody. Okay, then that's fine. Hold on, let me send the link quickly to someone. Okay. Wow, I thought maybe another category will win, but making money is still on the lead. One more person. One more person. Nobody? Okay. Well, making money takes the lead. Now, next one. Okay. If you could invent a tech product, what would it be? Yeah. It's an open-ended question, so you can just type it in. GPT-7. I see. Yeah, I think about 30 of you have access. So yeah, let's push to 30 responses. Let's push to 30 responses. And kindly share the link, right? We haven't really started, so share the link to your peers and let them join in. You want to build Apple? Okay, a dynamic edtech platform. I think we've discussed this. Digital waste bin. Well, the rest of you should go ahead, or you are still thinking through. A machine that detects and helps reduce migraines. Okay, through a simple message. I see. Program robots that can do anything. Terminator. Vim. I see. Dark websites. What do you want to use a dark website for? Some of you, I'm sure you've heard fascinating things. You don't really know what it does, and you just want to do some. You. All the best. I would like to. Okay. Yeah, the tile project, right? That's piezoelectric effect. I think I saw that. You would like to improve it. So I'm sure this person is from Presec. Well, that's cool. I originally wanted to create a mobile machine which purifies air. Okay. I think Dyson has a device like that. I don't know how it actually works. I don't know if it works very well, but yeah. Building a virtual world. Yeah, this is another preset guy. Yeah, another preset guy. Ah, wait, Ponzi scheme. I know who this is, but I'm not going to mention the person's name. GTA 6 before Rockstar. What do you want to do with this? You want to create dark UX, like what YouTube is doing. Let me bring this in. How many of you noticed? If you noticed this, put up your hand. Did you notice that YouTube was taking us to the Shorts app? Anytime you open YouTube, realize it moves you to Shorts, not the main YouTube. How many of you noticed it? Let me see how many people have raised up their hands. Yeah, it's actually deliberate to lock you in. Wow, 14 people. Yeah, it's crazy. They're just trying to lock you in. It took me a while to realize it, but it was too late. They had already caught me. So anytime I open the app, I realize that I keep scrolling. That's also dark user experience. It's deliberate to lock you in. I mean, it's good for them. Okay, I think, let me just come out of. Okay, I'm seeing some mental health correction app, another social media platform, okay? Something that can cure cancer. Unlimited clean energy generator. Please, that's the sun. So you basically want to build the sun again. Black box AI, an application that makes teaching and learning more personalized. ChatGPT is working with Khan Academy for something like this. It was even demoed with Salkan's child. Yeah, so it's actually, I don't know if it has been rolled out yet. Yeah, Josh, is there a question you have? Okay, I think this is enough. We're moving on to the next question. Okay. Yeah, which social media platforms do you mostly use? I see. YouTube is leading. YouTube is still leading. Okay, someone said YouTube in the comment section. We have a few more questions to go. Instagram. You people don't really use WhatsApp again, eh? I think I should have added Snapchat. I'm sure. Okay. So X is at 4%. TikTok is at 7%. Are you people sure TikTok is really at 7%? Reddit. Edwin, who still really uses Reddit at this time? Well, unless maybe I'm looking for a problem. LinkedIn. Yeah, right now LinkedIn. LinkedIn is also. Well, next time I will try and add it in. Okay, 24 responses. Let's move on to the next. Okay. How confident do you feel about starting a career in tech? I think this one is very important. Yeah, this one is important. Wow, super ready. A bit confused. Let's see. Alpha says super ready. Excited but unsure. Okay. Your hand is up. Do you have a question? Mohammed, your hand is also still up. Alpha, your hand is up. Is there a question you have? Okay, 26. I think that's all. So we are done. Thank you all for participating. Yes, so that is it on that side. We are moving on. All right. So we now know where everybody is at with technology and all. The next phase is for the panelists to introduce themselves. Yeah, and talk about what they do, and I mean probably how they went through it, and all. Let me see how many people are here. Okay, so I have Edwin here, I have Derek here, I have Kobe Devier here, and I have myself here. One thing that I'm really happy about is that we are all doing diverse things, and we are the road we are all taking is different. So I'm really glad we found a diverse set of people to handle the session. So who would like to start? Okay, let me just go ahead. You people already know me. So my name is Zenas. I am currently a software engineer with a background in computer engineering. Yeah, and I'm currently an independent contractor, which means it's just like a fancy way of saying I'm a freelancer. Yeah, I work with companies, and I'm not really tied to one. Yeah, and on the other side, I'm also still interested in robotics. Let me show you what's on my table right now. I'm currently working on an 8-segment display with a UG student who is also currently on the call. Yeah, so I'm also still interested in robotics, and that's why this group even exists in the first place, to also ensure that everyone entering from high school is able to have a holistic experience, and then they understand how to be independent and on their own. Yeah, so that's all from my side. More things will come on with the questions that's going on. Divya, would you like to go next? Divya.
Yeah, but is it me?
No, not you. Yeah, no, you. Kobe Divya. Let me see. Okay, oh, Derek, would you like to go?
Okay, so
Yes.
can you confirm if you can hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
So I'm Derek Adam Susu. I'm also a computer engineer. I graduated from University of Ghana.
Best university, by
I'm,
the way.
yes, I'm a distinguished ambassador. I'm a microbit champion, and yeah, these are some of the things I do. So yeah, I do a couple of other stuff. So
Oh, okay. Yeah, and I think Divya is.
I think that's Zenas. I think they're
Yes.
just the introductions, right?
Yeah, just introductions.
Okay, sure, cool.
Yeah. Edwin, would you like to go?
Okay, I'll go. So hello everyone. My name is Edwin Kayang. I am also a recent graduate from University of Ghana, and where I studied computer engineering. So I'm from the same year group as Zenas and Derek. And I am currently pursuing a PhD in computer science at Arizona State University. So my current area is around the system stack. So that's most of the stuff that happens in computing between the application layer. So where you have all the software and then the hardware. So the boring stuff.
Okay, great. That's. I don't know if Divya is still here. Wow. All right. So I think Divya might be having some network challenges, but let me see if I can quickly reach you. Yeah, TKA, your hand is up. Is there a question you have?
No, please, but some people are saying that they can't hear your audio. That's what they are telling me.
Really? But can you hear me?
Yes, please, I can hear you.
Then it's not from my end. It's probably from their end.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can try leaving the meeting and joining again and see whether it works out.
All right. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Can you briefly introduce yourself? I think you're having some network issues. Oh, okay. Yeah, so before we move on, right, I would like yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, I'm also here, so just in case.
Okay, you're not really audible.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I think it's better, even though there's a bit of
Okay, now.
noise in your background.
I'm outside. I'm buying electricity. That's
Oh, okay. Oh, then
why.
we can go ahead and we'll come back to you.
All right, sure,
Yeah,
sure.
I think that works out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So as Derek mentioned, I think Derek mentioned he's a distinguished ARM ambassador. So I would want him to talk a little bit about ARM and what ARM is doing currently in the tech space and how ARM is contributing to the tech community as a whole. So Derek, the floor is yours.
Yes, so I don't know how many of you here know about ARM. Zenas, can you confirm you can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, so any of you, I just want to know that you can just drop a reaction or just lift up your hand or so that you know that, okay, so Emmanuel, Miracle, Delis, okay. So I just want to be sure if you know about ARM, just unmute yourself and tell me what you know about ARM. So I know we are all on the same page.
Yeah, so you could just raise your hand and you speak up. Please, you people have sent
And just raise
emojis.
your
It's
hand.
not now for you to come and shy away.
Okay. I think one person said he was in one of my IoT workshops. So who is that
Yeah.
person? The person can unmute.
Yeah, hello.
Yes. Hello.
Yeah. I don't really know much about, but I know that you people deal in microcontrollers. I don't really know much about the organization.
Okay. Okay. So Philip Yao. Okay. Thank you, Kojo. So Philip Yao, you can go ahead and speak.
The this one wasn't particularly yours, was from a different ambassador, but I do remember a lot about the organization dealing with microcontrollers, and then also in the chips that power most of the microcontrollers, like the Arduino, the Raspberry Pi, then and also in the ESP32 too.
Okay. So I'll just go ahead and talk about ARM. So ARM is the world's leading designer of chips. So and then ARM currently powers about over 70% of the world's smart devices, and then 99% of run on ARM architecture. So they don't build, they just design. So if you use any phone with a Snapdragon, MediaTek, they run on ARM chip. If you use and most of the mobile phones run on Snapdragon, MediaTek, and all that. So they run your Samsung, your Tecno, your Infinix, your Oppo, your Google Pixel, your iPhone. They run on ARM. So, and then some laptops, if you talk about laptops, we have the M chips. Now, some Windows machines are also running on ARM. So that is basically they design the chips, they don't produce. If you come to microcontrollers, you have the STM32 boards, we have the Arduino, Raspberry Pi, you have the microbit. Those are all designed. Their process are designed by ARM. So that is what it's all about. So as a distinguished ARM ambassador, um, we run workshops in our local communities, and then we provide support for other communities. So usually we have an office hour chat where people come online and then they tell us, or we have discussion on new tech and what's going on, what people come up with projects that they are working on, and then as ARM ambassadors or distinguished ambassadors, we support them in with knowledge or with whatever we are doing. So that's what I do as a microbit champion too. I run workshops on around using microbit and all that, and create some form of advocacy for microbits. So basically, those are some of the things I do. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, that's great. So so you could say your role is at developer relations, right?
Yes, unofficially.
Unofficially. Yeah, unofficially.
Yeah, sort of.
Yeah. So as I mentioned earlier, you see our line of work, I mean, all of us is so diverse. So I'm sure each of the questions we have here, you'd realize that you will have different points of views for a particular, for all the particular questions you have here. I don't know if Kobe can speak up now.
Yeah,
Okay, great. Yeah, kindly
so
introduce yourself and tell us what you're currently doing.
all right. So hello everyone. Good evening. My name is Kobe Divier, and professionally I am a mechatronics engineer. But currently I'm working as an electrical engineer manager at Banco. So for me, I would say that this message is for me, for people who don't think that they are meant to be like traditional tech people, in a sense that maybe you want to build websites or build apps. But I want to share the message that there are tech spaces out there that don't necessarily need you to do that. In my space, for example, I would say mechatronics engineering is for people who like to meddle in a lot of things all at once. So everything from process control to industrial CPUs to automation and automated systems and whatnot, we deal in them. So as a mechatronics engineer, one of your goals is to optimize products, optimize systems. So you deal with hardware, software integrations, you deal with PLCs, all types of microcontrollers, CPUs, and whatnot. So it's like you're not your traditional sort of tech, but it's tech in another space altogether where maybe you want to work with industrial companies, oil and gas, smelter companies, process control, like any type of factory, for example, that you want to work with. It's a good role to be in. Another thing I'll say is when I was in school, I was in class with Zinas, Edwin, and all the others as a computer engineer. But I realized for the get-go that for me, I liked working more with hardware in the sense that I like to integrate sensors, vision systems with software. I wasn't the very best at building or designing websites and stuff like that. So in my case, I ended up pivoting towards the more industrial side, right? So that's more or less what I have to say, that you don't have to necessarily be too worried if you don't end up being like a traditional tech person, in a sense that you're a web developer or app developer or software developer. But there are niches and spaces for you in whichever area of tech you decide to go to. So yours is to
like pick an idea that you want to do or an area you want to specialize in and go ahead and do that. And luckily, for areas like mechatronics, especially in automation and control and industrial computers, like mostly PLCs, there are a lot of companies in Ghana, namely Process Control and Automation, PPA, and then Automation Process Technologies, APT, that do a lot of training for those type of things. So if you want to learn how to control industrial processes, cooling towers, watering systems, robots, and so on and so forth, and you're looking for that practical advantage, those are two places I can recommend for you to go to. So yeah, I think that's about it. If anybody has any questions, they can let me know.
Oh, that's very great. That's very great. As I mentioned earlier, you see how diverse we are. So, I want to move on to the first question without wasting much time. So the first area has to do with getting started, and this is a very popular question. Yeah, Kobe, your hand is up.
By mistake, by mistake.
Okay, sure.
Sorry.
Okay, great. So we are going ahead. This is a very popular thing. Says, what's one thing you wish you knew when you were when you were just starting out in tech? I want Kayan. No way, Kayan can answer this one because he didn't start. You just go ahead. Let him just answer it. Edwin, I think you can go for this one.
Hey, why me?
Well, fun
Okay,
fact, he
I'll try.
started he started programming way earlier, yeah, than the rest of us. Well, I started in the university. Yes, so let's hear from him, and the rest of us will share our thoughts on that.
Okay, so I don't know who this is going to be helpful for, but one thing I wish I knew when I was starting in tech is that tech is not scary. So like Nike says, just do it. Because when I was finishing high school and then I was supposed to pick something to do for university, computer engineering wasn't immediately one of the options. Because when with the stereotypes that were around computer engineers, when you hear about computer engineering or computer science, what you think of is some guy sitting in a dark room, black screen, just floating lines there, and you're typing in some weird symbols that you've never even seen on the keyboard before. And then I ended up starting in tech, and I found out that it's actually not like that at all. With computer engineering, computer science, or even programming in general, you're mostly just Googling stuff all the time, and it's not as if all these things are going to come directly. So another thing too is that when I was starting out in new fields, so for example, I did AI earlier on in my career, but before I started out with AI, for example, I also thought that with AI, there's a lot of maths inside, so it's going to have a very high learning curve. But then during lockdown, I started learning AI. I figured I was able to find out how easy it actually was to learn, and then I built a career out of that. And same thing with starting my PhD program. So moving from the software stack further down the line to the system stack, and there too, I thought there was going to be a high learning overhead or a high learning curve, but I am also making it here as well. So you shouldn't be too scared to try out new things in tech because there are lots of people in that field. There are lots of resources. It might have been hard in the beginning, but all the fields are matured right now, or at least most of the fields are mature right now. Even quantum computing, for example, which is a much more recent field, also has a good enough level of maturity that if you want to start learning, a lot of people are going to be there to even hold your hand if you want. So once you have even the smallest interest in something, don't be afraid to try it out. Don't be scared.
That's great. It reminds me of when I was in second year. There was this Edwin, your hand is up.
Oh, sorry, I was trying to mute.
Yeah, so there was this tool called Robot Operating System. When I was in second year, it wasn't really matured, and it wasn't even in Python 3, it was in Python 2. And I decided to learn it. I got frustrated and stopped several times, but I came back to it. But you see, now technology has matured to a certain level, and you could find information anywhere. And even right now, Rust version 2 has even made things very easy for you if you want to start in now. And I'm sure you guys know, some of you are talking about Arduino and other things. It was in level 100 I got to know what Arduino was, and it was in 200 I started using it. But some of you had access to Arduino kits right from SHS1. So it should tell you that it's not as daunting as you might think it is right now. So that's a very good point from Edwin. Derek, would you like to take this one as well? Can you share your thoughts on one thing you wish you knew when you were just starting out in tech?
So Edwin said, sometimes the perception created around tech that is or like just once like writing strange code, like you sometimes you're watching a movie and then the hacker is doing some dangerous stuff. We are like wondering, he's seen a lot of screens and all that. One thing you should know that tech is not that scary as people might uh, make you look. It might be you might be in tech and then you might not even never write any code. You might be in tech and might never write a code. Have that at the back of your mind. And you, because right now tech is very broad. Like when people mention tech, it's very broad. It's not only about writing code. There's even consultancy attached to tech where people provide like sort of advice and they will there are some people in tech that will never write even one line of code till they die. They will just probably provide support. And then one thing I wish I knew before entering tech is that now that you are young, I think you should explore a lot of things because like tech is very broad. I think you should open up yourself. Don't uh, have it at the back of your mind that you want to do one particular thing. Like when Zenas was asking, what do you want to be in tech? Some person saying, I want to become an AI engineer. I want to do this. I want to do this. Don't, like right now you're young. Try your hands on other stuff because maybe you might want to be you might plan that, oh, I want to be an AI engineer, but you might find uh, your love, even though it's tech, somewhere else. So just right now, just be inquisitive. If you hear there's a tech meetup in Python, go there, go and see what they have to say. If there's a meetup or for C++ dev, just go. If there's meetup for PHP devs, just go. Just explore. You might find out what you even set your heart to do. It's not what you might even end up doing. So just explore that things. And then with tech, the more you have an idea about certain things, the more it gives you like authority or command to speak to to certain things because you know always tech is changing and then you can't know it all. But if you have an idea on at other fields, you can hold certain conversations and how to set you apart as a key person or someone who is knowledgeable in tech. So yeah, that's all I can see for
That's a good one, Derek. What I would also like to add is one thing I didn't catch early was having mentors, right? I always say this. Those of you who know me, the reason why I'm so big on the fact that I understand that you need to try and then understand something, but having somebody to guide you in the right direction is also a plus. In as much as you have to explore, you still need somebody you can go to and ask questions to push you in the right direction. So initially, I wasn't having anybody. As I mentioned, the Ross thing, I looked, even in Ghana, I wasn't finding anybody who was interested in Ross at that time. But right now, things have changed. I've met people, even in Nigeria, they are currently having Ross meetups and all. So I know with time, as it happened with time, now I've met people who do Ross, and at the meetups, as Derek said, meetups, you have no idea who you go and meet. You can meet your next big tech startup partner. You might not know. You might not know. Yeah. So that's all. The next question, because of time, if someone doesn't have a laptop or access to the internet at all, what's the best way they can still learn tech? I think Divya, you can take this one.
Hey, that's a very strong question, but um, the best thing I can say is one, I don't know, depending on where you are, try to find a mentor. Somebody who's already, not necessarily a mentor, but somebody who has already started within the space. Because most likely, depending on what you want to do, they already have the necessary basic equipment and all of that to help you to learn. They've also learned the basics. And for example, let's say you want to get into working with microcontrollers and then building systems around them, right? You can find a mentor who already has like a Raspberry Pi or an Arduino or an ESP32 who will help you to train on working with those microcontrollers, their programming languages, as well as integrating them with sensors and then writing like control processes within the programs, right? Another way is in my personal, one thing I did was whenever I got access to internet, for example, I learned how to download off of YouTube, right? There are a lot, I might find a link and share it, but there are a lot of user created websites that allow you to download videos off of YouTube, right? So instead of now trying to pay for premium or something, you can take the link, post it on the person's website, and then automatically they'll help you to download from YouTube so that you have the video on your computer. And that too is another way of learning as well. Let's say you don't have a computer, but you have a phone. Nowadays, because of how tech has evolved, there are now a lot of apps, both online and offline, that have like the coding basics on them, right? Me and Edwin were part of an organization called Project ISOS that helped people to code on their phones, right? We still do it. I think we had a class last year, and I don't know if they're doing it this year, but I was part of the class last year, right? Where when you download the app, everything is already there for you to learn offline. So you don't have to worry about having to be online and then learning. There are also other offline apps that you can use to learn things like Python and other programming language. They come with their own compilers and everything. So unfortunately, I don't know if anybody else has something else to say, but unfortunately, you can't really learn coding offline. You must have some level of internet access to be able to at least download the offline apps onto your phone or your laptop in order for you to be able to learn. And another thing is also, as Zinas mentioned, getting your mentors, right? Because sometimes you want to get into tech, but you don't know the things to get, or maybe you just don't have the funds available to get the things that you want. But truly, let me tell you, there are people out there that are willing to help if you put yourself forward. Go for meetups. You don't have to come with anything crazy, even a laptop. Go for meetups, see how it's going, meet people, talk to people, see what they can also help you with, right? For example, I was a computer engineer and I left to do mechatronics engineering. Initially, I was paying full time and I ended up on a scholarship. I won't lie to you that my thesis, one reason why I was able to pass was simply because somebody helped me to fund my project. I was able to buy microcontrollers, I was able to buy different types of sensors and all of that. And that's what helped me to get where I need to go, where I needed to be. So I would say be open to people, be open to looking out for tech meetups or things that are going on within the tech space. And if you can make it, try to make, even if it's online, right? Try and make it and ask a question there. Oh, I want to get into tech, but I don't have so and so. How can I go about it? It will shock you how many people are out there that are really willing to help people who need it. Right? Don't be afraid. Don't think all tech people are like quiet and stingy, or we don't talk much, or we're not very likable. It's this is the complete opposite. Right? We are always there to help people out because we know how hard it is to break into any of the tech spaces, be it what you'd consider as like your tech being like development or industrial tech and all of that. So I think, in my personal opinion, these are some of the ways that you can go about it. If anybody else has another opinion, please let us know.
I can see Derek's hand is up, and I'm sure it was because of the finding somebody in tech who has access to the equipment. Derek.
Yeah, so I want to say, having a laptop, I don't think it's an excuse or internet. So like you said, get a mentor and then attend meetups. And another thing is that even if you don't have a laptop, you have a friend who has a laptop. I mean, just you can borrow it to do whatever you want to do. And another thing, now like there are a lot of tech hubs coming up here and there. Like you don't have to pay. Sometimes you can go there and say, "Oh, you want to volunteer to be helping them out." Once you say you want to volunteer to be helping them out with some of their stuff, that is you are unofficially part of them. You have access to they'll have definitely have laptops or PCs over there for you to use. So just volunteer for some because sincerely, I think my one of the reasons why I became an ARM ambassador or distinguished ARM ambassador is because I volunteered. Because sincerely, if you look at those, if you see the profile of those who are the ARM ambassadors or distinguished ARM ambassadors, I'm not even supposed to qualify sincerely because these are people who have been in tech for like at least 15 years. They've been working with playing with PCs and stuff. Like these are serious engineers who are like. And then recently, one of the ARM ambassadors posted that he's been part of this, but he doesn't understand why he has not made distinguished ambassador. But under a year, I've become a distinguished ambassador. And then to the extent that I've also been nominated for ambassador of the month. I'm ambassador of the month. Like I think is most of it is as a result of me volunteering my time to join, like to support like initiatives because if if you don't volunteer your time, you cannot even learn as a tech person. That is one of the best way to grow as a tech person. You should be able to volunteer your time to like even teach or to join like some of these meetups because then you meet people and then if you volunteer, just do it as though you are the only one there doing it because you might never know who is watching. Because a lot of the opportunities I get in tech is also a result of my time that I volunteered, and not just that because I volunteered, I did it and I did it wholeheartedly, as if I was being paid like $1 million. Meanwhile, all those time I was not even getting one CD out of it. And now probably because I'm ambassador, I get like they get to sponsor some of my trips and my trainings. I get to travel around like outside Ghana because of that. Because I volunteered and then I was not even thinking about how much I was going to make or something. So yeah, so that's it. So volunteer your time. There are a lot of tech hubs growing like every day. You're hearing of medication over here. Volunteer your time. Like go there, tell them you want to volunteer, you want to be a volunteer. So that once you tell them you want to be a volunteer, definitely okay, this person is ready to come and help us. And then if if you don't have anything, you can go there. Definitely you see some laptop over there, you see a microcontroller, you see something, ask questions. Yeah, I think that's it. Thank you, Jonas.
That's great. Divier, do you have anything else to add? Your hand is up.
Yeah, I just want to top up on what Derek was saying about um, working with your friends or going to allowing your friends to help you. Find people who are willing to understand the dream that you have. Because honestly speaking, I don't know if Edwin is here, but then my first time with a microcontroller was through Edwin. He invited me to a program and I came only with a laptop, not knowing their part of the program is to help you learn about the Arduino language and then the microcontroller itself. Edwin brought me his Arduino for me to use during that time in that program, right? And Edwin was one of my first friends in computer engineering. So imagine if I went for the class and I didn't have a microcontroller, and Edwin knowing I didn't have one and knowing how expensive they can be, brought me one. That is somebody who understands where like I want to go and helped me to reach there, right? So that is why, even as Derek said, don't be shy of like reaching out. Don't be shy of going for meetups, even if you don't have anything, because even during my university days, I had my first personal Arduino, right, that I currently own, was through an internship, right? I went for the internship. They gave me a microcontroller, the Arduino Duo. I think maybe 2 years ago, that was the most current Arduino, right? And I used this for a project for the company where we were building um, systems that could analyze different types of frequencies and stuff, vibrations and stuff like that, right? Because they were having an electromechanical machine and they were having issues where the clients would be having vibration problems and stuff like that. So we built a system using Arduino to detect vibrations within different parts of the system so that they can find out where the issue was coming from. When I was done with the internship, they gave me the Arduino to keep, and then I went away with it. So as Derek is saying, when you are having like ARM meetups or different tech meetups where definitely people will be coming with experience, people will be coming with their own gadgets and stuff like that. There are always going to be people who are willing to help you out, people who are willing to give out their Arduinos or microcontrollers and stuff like that to help you. If you can find a friend or a group of people who are also interested in the same things as you, then you also know that you have a community who can help you out when when you're having problems or when you're also needing equipment to use. So that's my addition to what everybody else has said.
That's great. I just realized another person has joined us, but I don't know if whether he'll be able to speak. So, Stephen was also in our class. Stephen. Well, I'm not really sure whether he can speak out, but he told me he would be joining around. Okay, I'm sure he can't speak at the moment, but that's fine. Okay, so this was a very important one, and just so you know, a heads up, there will be probably a giveaway coming out soon. The details will come out where you could win like a free Arduino kit, as they've mentioned. So stay tuned. Okay. Now, there are a few questions which have already been answered, but there are a few questions that have already been answered. So I'll just bring them up and we'll move on. How important is having a community or a mentor? I think it has already been explained. Derek has spoken about it. Didier has spoken about it. Didier has already spoken about it. So the question, do you have one and how did you get it? I don't know if Derek, you want to go for that one.
So I think I've had different mentors at different stages of my tech journey. I think one of the first mentors I ever had was when I was running. I was part of one program called Google Digital Skills for Africa program, and then after the training, the facilitator gave us some websites, links to go and take further courses. So when I finished, I went to, I think that time, I mean, I was hungry. So I was hungry for knowledge. So I think in 2 days, I took all the courses and I got the certification. Then I was like, Charlie, this is hard. So then he started guiding me on how to go about things. Then I think the most recent one is Marvin. So Marvin, uh, I met him. When we were doing our capstone project defense. Final year we were doing our project defense. That's when I met him. And then, like I said, Charlie, so sometimes the mentors you meet, they need assistance with some petty things because they have a lot of things on their hands. You have to let them know that you are ready to help, you are willing to offer help, and then you are ready to learn. So, first of all, they will trust you with some little things. And then, if you are diligent with those things, they can open up other opportunities for you because they don't want, once, sometimes if they are trusting with projects, it is their name that is at stake. They don't want to be sure that this person is ready to learn because they know if they leave it to you, you can't do it all by yourself. They're ready to guide you, but you should also show them that you are ready to learn. I think, yeah, Marvin has been is my recent mentor, even though he's not like a tech person, but he has worked with a lot of tech companies, so he knows the in and out of tech. So he's able to guide you, and then yeah. So maybe yeah. So in my example, you can have a mentor that is not a tech person, even though you are in tech, and the person will be able to guide you on how to man how to maneuver your way in tech. Yeah, because Marvin example is not a tech person. Even though I have other mentors that are tech people that are also mentoring me, those people they want to be low key, but even though Marvin also wants to be low key, but yeah, I can mention his name because usually sometimes when I make my post on LinkedIn, I mention him, so it's out there. But the other people that are my mentors, that they are tech people that yeah, I don't necessarily mention their name, but I speak to them on a regular. And then like the best way to get them is that when you attend some of these events, like befriend them. Some of these tech people, it's not about you. You should also, if the way to build communications or conversations with them is to have something going. If you don't have any conversation going, don't sometimes you don't have to force the conversation. You don't have to force it. You go and take pictures with them, and then you take their link, they connect, and there's nothing. If the person is in your line of, if you already doing something, you need assistance. Sometimes they want to see that this person is willing and eager to learn. Then they can know how best to support because they attend a lot of work events where people come up to them asking them different things. But one of the things that will set you apart is for them to know that okay, this person is actually willing and ready to learn. Yeah, that is what set you apart. They will know that okay, this person is actually serious, and I can work with this people. Like I said, they have a lot of things that they are doing, and they want people that they can people that can help them with some of these things. But if they cannot just let it go like that, they have to know that they can trust you with some of these things. Yeah, so I think that's it.
Wow, that's a very important point he has mentioned. One thing you should know about people who already have is that they are so much used to giving out, right? So if anyone comes in and the person is trying to give back to them, it is sometimes new to them and they really appreciate it. You might think, oh, they don't need it. This guy is so good, he doesn't really need any assistance. You being available by him, even when he's about to have a session somewhere, alone is enough. And this is how you can win the hearts of mentors. Those of you who have been parts of my group for about a year now, you know I've really been speaking up about it. Now you can hear it from other people as well. It's not just me trying to disturb your lives. Right. Um, Derek, I think let me get back to you. I think you should answer this one. How can students from less resource schools still compete globally in tech? I think you can have this one quickly.
Yeah. So the thing is that that one here, it's question for the gods, but I'll try my best to answer. The truth is that the truth is that the people recently I did an outreach to one particular school, and then I think there was this tech expo for in Western North region of Ghana, and then these are people that were saying they came from different senior high schools. So like we try to bring people from different senior high schools in that particular region so they can have an experience with some of this tech, like this microcontrollers and all that. So we did a microcontroller run my introduction to physical computing. We did something about drones and all that. And sincerely, the people there, they were not serious with most of the things that were being taught. I'm like, Charlie, you people, you know that the things that we are teaching you over here, the person that you want to go and do engineering, someone in presec is already conversant with whatever ability. This is the same person you're going to sit in the same class with to and they'll be teaching the same thing. This person has already the person has an advantage over you. Has an advantage over you. You have to take some of these things seriously because and the thing is that sometimes I don't blame those people over there. I don't blame them because their environment sometimes they are you see some if you don't have if certain exposure you cannot have certain dreams. So the thing there it is very difficult. But sometimes I think that's why some of us, like Zenas and myself, we are trying to do a lot of outreaches to some of these places to create their awareness and get them like up to speed with some of the things that is going on. So the thing that those in the less privileged areas, yeah, it is difficult more. But I mean, the best we can also do is to try and hold some of these outreaches to some of these areas and see how best we can support them or how best we can reprogram their minds to, prepare them for whatever like they will do. Because once they are, because we've seen people come from less privileged schools and then come to university and they do exceptionally well. And how the truth is, how many of them come from those schools and do exceptionally? Just like 1 out of 100 or 1 out of 1,000. Because it's only a few of them that have this mindset that they can still do well. Some of them they're already defeated in their minds already. Yeah, sometimes yeah. So that's the truth. It will be difficult, but we can still push.
Yeah, that's really true. The biggest battle to be fought in a situation like that is the mind. To even believe, tech in itself is one of the industries where imposter syndrome is consistent. You can be in the space and you feel like, what am I even doing there? Yeah, Edwin. I,
Okay, I just wanted to top up on the questions about how students from less resource schools and how they'll be able to compete global in tech. So what I want to add is that the personal efforts also goes a long way. So you shouldn't just be trying to rely on school to take you where you want to be in the tech space. So I'm sure Kobe or Zenas can, or even Derek can attest to this. But you remember earlier, Kobe mentioned in his answer that he started using an Arduino in his first year. Now, ask any of us which year we're taught to use Arduino in the computer engineering program. Yeah. So if he hadn't taken that initiative, other people would have taken that initiative. Some people even started using it in their first year, even in high school, like maybe some of the Prosec boys. And so imagine somebody in Prosec versus you. The two of you finish university around the same time. They have like 5 years experience, but you're relying on school. You started in your third year. You'd have only 1 year of experience. So definitely you wouldn't be at the place to be able to compete with them after you finish and you're trying to get a job. So you equally have to try and put in the personal efforts and try and find a community. And that's where the mentorship aspect also comes from. Because school is a whole different thing. You shouldn't be expecting to learn everything that you want to learn in school because school also has different objectives. Because it's just meant to expose you to some of these things, but it's not really going to take you deep into one specific area. Because in school, we used to take about 6 classes a semester, and then we did, I think, 8 semesters total. So you can do the math and figure out how many different classes we took. But ask any of us again, with what we're doing right now, how many of those classes are we, like, how much knowledge are we using from all those classes we took? And you find out that it's mostly the things that we learned on our own that we are sticking with right now.
Oh, Kaya, do you know the interesting thing? Now they've started introducing them to microcontrollers in level 100. So things have changed. I think
Yeah.
somewhere, I think last 2 weeks ago, Zenat and myself went to run a session for the level 100s. Yeah, so I think things are changing now. So they are revising
Okay,
the syllabus, the
that's
curriculum.
nice.
Yeah.
So we were the guinea pigs.
Oh yeah.
Very nice.
Divier, I think
Very,
you
very nice.
Divier, would you like to go?
I think, yeah, I think maybe this question is a bit for me, but one thing I would say is find. I think one thing I would say is, first of all, if you really want to get to tech and you're really big about tech, please stop listening to a lot of gurus online telling you to do this, do that, or do this. Please. That's the first thing I'm going to tell you. Because as you can see from my friends, most of them are all software developers, web developers, and stuff like that. I, on the other hand, is on a completely different path altogether, where I am more into industrial programming stuff, right? Where I'm not really bothered about UIs and all of that, right? But I enjoy what I do, and it's still within the tech space. It's still within the programming space, right? But for me, for example, what I do is a very unique niche, right? It's not something that if you try and look for spaces within tech, you'd find, right? Because they are for very, very, very specific people, and for people who have decided to go on a very specific journey. So one thing I would say is please stop listening to a lot of people online that tell you choose this or do that or choose this. Understand that tech is very big, it's very broad. It's not all the time that you use a microcontroller, all the time that you use this and that. If you have an access to a computer and you have some access to the internet, do your research, right? Understand the type of person who you are, and then look at the tech space that would work for you. For me, for example, I realized from the first year that I liked more low-level languages like C and C++, and then Python because it works just like C. And I also realized that I like working with the microcontrollers more than sitting down to build websites because honestly speaking, my friends will tell you I'm not that much of a people person where I'd be bothered about how they're interacting with the thing, right? I'm more interested about the logic and how it works with different hardwares and stuff like that. But if I decide to stay there and then be like, oh, I can be like them or let me continue, I would have ended up hating the work that I do. I would have ended up not being the best version of myself. I would have ended up staying way behind them because I would have struggled. But I ended up going into a space that works perfectly for me, where I don't really have to worry too much about the end users, but I'm focused more on the logic that's controlling the systems and all of that. But again, as I said, this is not something that you just find just like that. It's not something that if you type spaces in tech, you would see, but it is there. So one thing I'll say, if you have access to an internet, if you have access to a computer or even a phone, take your time and research like the tech space. See what really works for you. See if you are somebody that's very user centered, like you're somebody who likes to interact with people. If you're somebody that likes to interact with people, then maybe UI, UX development or web development, app development works more for you. If you're somebody who likes to work in the background like myself, then maybe database programming or backend development works more in your favor, right? There are other niches out there that do different things as well. Even in the AI data science space, there are things for every single person. As Derek said, there are spaces in tech where you won't even program at all, but you'd be working with tech people because honestly speaking, a lot of tech people, if I'm being honest, and if my people will agree, don't interact with people well. So sometimes you need somebody to be a middleman who understand what they are doing and can also relate with the end users to be able to, bridge that information gap so that you can get a coherent software at the end of the day. All of those people are in tech. It doesn't mean they are programming. It doesn't mean that they don't know what they are doing. So if you are thinking that, oh, I don't have a lot of resources, so I can't get into tech or I'll be behind my peers, then you are having that wrong mindset. Very, very wrong mindset. If you want to get into tech, say you want to get into tech, right? Look into what you want to do. Maybe there's something particular that you saw online that you really liked. Research on it. See how it works. See if it fits you and the type of person you are. Because at the end of the day, whilst I saw that when Zenas was doing the polls, a lot of you want to make money, right? Honestly, one of the best ways in tech to make money is to be good at what you do and also love what you do, because people can tell when you know what you are doing and you love what you are doing. That is one of the best ways to make money in tech, and that is the truth. Somebody like Edwin can tell you, if I'm permitted to say, during his internship and his national service, the type of money he was taking, honestly, it's not NSS money, if I'm being honest, right? He was taking like a good chunk of money, things that somebody who's been working maybe 5-6 years is now taking in the tech space here in Ghana. But that's because Edwin loved what he was doing and he was good at it. He understood the type of person he was and he understood where he wanted to go. The same thing with Zinas, right? So at the end of the day, you need to understand, have an introspective idea of who you are, right? Understand go and end up more or less in a bubble where there are so many people trying to get into the space, and a lot of people don't know exactly what they are doing. And then that would also hurt you if maybe you've actually studied for it. That's what I'm saying. So please take your time. The time is not going anywhere. You have a lot of time. So take your time, understand what you want to do, and then venture out for it. As Derek said, there are a lot of tech hubs, a lot of tech spaces where you meet a lot of people within a tech space, people doing multiple different things like Zinas. Zinas is a software developer, but he also does robotics. I do industrial computing, but once in a while, I also try and work on back-end development stuff. The same thing with Edwin and the same thing with Derek. We are all into different things because we love what we are doing. So don't think too much about the people who are ahead of you. Don't think too much that, oh, maybe Legon has a lot of resources and all that. Because I can bet you, if you really listen to some of the stories from the people of Legon, especially the friends that we have, we know what they've gone through. People in biomedical and what's not. And the things that they had to go through to be where they are right now. You realize that, Charlie, it's not the school. It's not about the school. Even though, yes, your lectures and stuff like that can help. If you don't decide to put yourself to work, nobody can help you. There's nothing at all that can happen. So please know that and have a sound mind, and then pick what you want to do. Pick carefully what you want to do and then work towards it. Thank you.
Derek, I think, Derek, you want to go?
Yes, so I wanted to say that, like Kobe said, so like pick whatever I want to do, like just be passionate about it, like myself. So in, in as much as I'm a computer engineer, right now most of the things I do, I write and I don't write so much of code again. I do more of talking and uh, do a lot of managerial stuff. So like I mentioned, I'm ambassador in the microbit champion. They don't those things they don't pay me. Those are like the volunteering stuff I do. And like right now, after I think we graduated 2-3 years ago, I'm managing some tech firm. I'm a program manager for um Trust and Safety Africa Academy. So those are the things that these are the things that pay me. And interesting enough, I didn't even mention any of those in during my introduction. So like I said, you have to be like be good at whatever you do. And then in tech, once you are good at whatever you do, people will automatically recommend you. Those of you who said you want to make money, once you are good at whatever you do, people will automatically recommend you. You don't have to even go carry your CV. They are looking for jobs. The jobs will come like knocking on your door. Like sometimes people will want us to do things, and then like because we already have a lot of on our plate, we even turn them down. In this same Ghana, that people are saying, oh, they're looking for jobs and all that. You get it. So you just have to be passionate about whatever you do and be good at it, and then the jobs will come, and then you'll be turning them down. Give up. Yeah. So basically, that's it.
All right, that's great. So I wanted those who were talking about being less fortunate. There's something you don't realize. Things have gone better over the years. Are you aware that during Bill Gates' time, Bill Gates is the one who founded Microsoft, and that is what has made personal computers available to us all right now. That you have a computer in your room. He said he had to wake up at 12 a.m. in his university because the only time that a computer is available is between 12 a.m. and 3 a.m. That's crazy. So at the end of the day, just use what you have. That's all I can say concerning it. Now, quickly, with the Q&A questions we have here, I don't know if you can deal with all of them in time, but we'll have to move through them quickly. Let me just take this one. It says, some of our parents think doing CS or CE means you'll be repairing computers. My question is, how can we prove to them that the program is worth it? Should we start putting money on the table? Not necessarily. One thing that I did with my parents was that I made them see that I am out there, right? Yeah, in as much as the money part also counts, you're a student. I mean, sometimes you have to be careful. I, in third year, went to chase an internship where I was making money, and it actually affected my academics in a way. I won't go back and change it. It was a good thing, but I could have found a way to balance it better. So yeah, it's not just about the money. Sometimes you just have to endure till the end because it's at the end that they will be able to see what you were really saying and understand you. Yeah, so I mean, it all counts, but endure till the end, Charlie. That's all I can tell you. Let me mark this as completed. Please, don't be adding extra questions. I won't be able to finish. How do I keep up with tech trends like blockchain, metaverse, and more recently AI without burning out because almost every day they keep coming up? Edwin, please answer this one for us.
Okay, this is an interesting question. So how I'd answer this question is by saying that you don't have to keep up with every trend, or at least you don't have to know everything about every single trend. And that's in the sense that you shouldn't be a jack of all trades. You just need to know one thing and then know it well so that you'll be able to advance to the highest possible expertise in that role. Because even now with all the AI tools coming up, these tools are able to write code even sometimes even better than human coders. So what is going to set you apart is if you're able to master one specific area very well, so that even if they're trying to justify replacing you with AI, they will not be able to. Now, another thing is that some of these trends are not are very short-lived, or some of them are not even going to mature enough by the time that you get into the workforce. So also be looking out for that, and also don't follow the crowd because you end up following the crowd. You stay in school and then follow one career path, and then you get into the workforce and it's very choked. You're not able to find a job. So try and find things that are important, and then also try not to follow the crowd as well. I hope that answered the question enough.
Yeah, you did. And before we move on, okay, Kobe, you can go ahead.
Sorry for talking, but one thing I would say is a lot of these trends are surface level in the sense that they are trends just to build hype for somebody to make money. However, the underlying architecture behind a lot of them, if not most of them, have been there for years. Somebody has just upped the level at which you are seeing it right now. So if let's say you want to get into AI, instead of watching like all the new AIs that are coming out, like that can do different things, rather sit down and learn about the underlying, try and learn about the basics of the underlying architecture that is running all of these AIs, especially if you want to make it in the space, right? If you try and understand how maybe ChatGPT is working on a surface level, like prompt engineering and all of that, try to understand how uh, this AI works and stuff like that, honestly, you burn out because there are a lot of people that are just trying to understand how particular set of AIs work so that they can also say they are, AI engineers and stuff like that. But all of them run on an underlying architecture that has been studied, that you have a lot of documentation on over the years, that people are still researching on. Those are the areas you should really be focusing on, not the trends that are coming out of it. If you really want to get into that space, as Edwin, I think particularly Edwin can tell you, right? Or even Zinasu as well. A lot of these things, if you really sit down and really understand how they work, you realize that it's not like as far advanced as you would think, especially now where if you want to really get into building AIs, you don't really have to go deep into the fundamentals because there are already foundational models and foundational things that you can start learning from. And you don't really have to go in deep into the mathematics and stuff like that. But all I'm saying is instead of focusing on the trends, instead of trying to understand all the different areas that are coming out left, right, center, back, if you really want to get into somewhere like the AI space and the blockchain space, then sit down and get to the nitty-gritty of it. Understand how the foundations work, how you can build upon them, and see how they actually work for yourself. You would realize that all of the things that you're seeing are just copies of each other that are branded differently, and you wouldn't have so much headache or wouldn't have so many problems.
Yeah. Derek.
Yes, Zenas, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, so like Divya was saying, some of these trends, you don't have, like, and Edwin said, you don't have to be following some of these trends. Charlie, it will lead you to a dead end. I remember, I think Zenas, Stephen is on the call, Kayang, our capstone project, we did something on the metaverse. During that time when we were doing it, there are a lot of buzz about metaverse, but all of a sudden, the whole buzz about metaverse just died off. Imagine we were still chasing that thing. You get it? And sometimes some of the things that are trending they don't have a future yet in Ghana or Africa. If you are outside, fine, because there are people who, even though we did something, we did our capstone projects on the metaverse and all that. There are people when you go outside. There are people who are doing their masters in VR, AR, augmented reality, and all that. But in Ghana, like it doesn't have a future at the moment because people are still setting basic needs. You don't have the luxury to invest in some of these things. So some of these trends, they have very like you don't have to be chasing them. They're like they are wind. You can't catch it. So stop chasing them and then focus on some of these basic things that are there that can solve like real life problems currently. Once you start chasing them, you never learn because every day there's an update. There's something new in tech. So like I said, now that you are young, explore other things because most of you are in senior high. But once you go to the university, you can start refining the things you want to do and build one particular part. Because like AI, people are saying that AI is come to replace people. AI is not there to replace people because like AI is there to help you make the work easy for you. If you know how to use your AI, you still be relevant in whatever you are doing. Like whatever you are doing, just be good at it. Know how to use it properly. You get it? Yeah. So that's it.
That's a very good one, Derek. I want to put somebody on the spot. Gertrude is on the call, but she has decided to be quiet. Where is she? She has decided to be very quiet. Gertrude.
Where's Gertrude? She should come out
Gertrude, I
here.
know
See how
you
more
like
people can
Gertrude,
talk
you want to
about
hear your
this.
voice? Gertrude, you want to hear your
See,
voice?
she's like, Gertrude, you can't do this.
Gertrude.
You can't come here and not speak up.
And Steven is also quiet. I
Yeah.
don't know why Steven is not talking.
Gertrude,
Yeah, can you hear me?
yeah, we can hear you. You're welcome. Kindly introduce yourself and tell us what you are doing. See, someone said finally a female. Precious has been waiting.
Gertrude, really, send me
Okay.
dollars.
Okay. Allow Kashim. Yeah. So I'm Gertrude Alayene. What do I do? So currently I do research in computational neuroscience. So it's just a fancy name, but it's not anything so difficult. And that has to do with using wearable technology and also leveraging some of these programming languages to see how best we can analyze data that we obtain from these wearable technologies and also help us make well informed decisions around, should I say, diseases or illnesses associated with the human brain. Yeah, so that's what I do. And what again? What am I supposed to say? Yes, and is there something that I should add or?
Um, yeah. So, fun fact: Gertrude was also studying engineering at the University of Ghana. Yeah, and as you
Okay.
can see, yeah, she's into research right now. So those who keep saying medicine, please. Yeah, biomedical engineering also exists, and as you can see, she's also in the tech space and still making impact. Yeah, Gertrude, thank you so much for joining. I'm really happy you joined because some of the females here are now happy that somebody has come in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice meeting you all.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So this particular question, I don't really know. I think Divier, when you were talking about downloading offline YouTube, I'm sure this is where this question came from. So please, our details will be shared later on. Wait,
Yeah,
Divier, no,
I'll
you
share the
can't do
link
that
within
here.
us so that you can share it with you guys.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think that's how we'll be able to do it. So let's move on from this question. What's the next one? Which one does first class really matter in this? Let me answer this one. You see, I mentioned that my GPA was heavily affected because I decided to work in my third year alongside school, right? Now, you must also think about where you are located. You hear people say, how do you say, university dropouts. You know, outside the country, university dropouts is like a big thing. You're in Ghana. If you have the means, you can't afford to drop out. You know, work, be there. In as much as yeah, in as much as we tell you that yeah, the degree is not really helpful, but you need a certificate to like move ahead. The certificate is just a validation to prove that you are worth what you are saying you are. It doesn't really justify it, but it's just like a qualification. It just gives you it just takes you to the door front. That's what it does. So I'll tell you, you need both possible to have more opportunities, just make sure that you are handling both properly, because that's when you wouldn't have any shortcomings and it can affect you to have issues with opportunities and all. Gertrude, if you want to go for this one, Gertrude, then Divya will answer next.
Okay, so I joined in late, but I heard what most of the speakers said, and something that kept on echoing throughout was being the best at what you do, like knowing the nitty-gritties of everything that you are doing. So if you are saying that you are going to go to school, make sure that you are the best. And to be honest, those who are those who you see to be the brainless, let me put it in quotes, they don't have two heads, they don't have two brains. And whatever they are able to do, if you also put in hard work and the needed effort into it, you'll be the best. So yeah, people say that, oh, first class is not what, first class is not. If you can get it, get it. Don't say that, oh, first class cannot take you anywhere, it will take you places. But if you don't get the first class, don't lose it. Don't think that that's the end of the world. Other classes take you places too, even places that first class cannot take you. So yeah, it's just being the best at everything that you do. Yeah.
Derek, Derek, you can go ahead.
Oh yeah. So so the thing is that me like this. So for me, I didn't graduate with the first class, but I wish I graduated with the first class because people say first class doesn't matter. First class is very, very important. I mean, why would you go to school and not want the best? Or why would you enter any competition and not want to come out the best? Because definitely if you're doing something, you want to come out the best. So if you're in school, aspire to come out to the first class. And then it doesn't mean that once because you want to get a first class, you shouldn't be sociable. I mean, the valedictorian of our time, the one who topped the whole college, I mean, he was first class, and then he was very sociable. Like everyone, that guy was like, that guy will play all the FIFA with you, play the Mortal Kombat with you, and still, I mean, and he still came out first class. So I mean, first class is very important. If you can still make first class and still be relevant and do whatever you have to do. So don't ever say that first class is not important. It is very, very important. I mean, it's actually, it also speaks to some of the things you do. So yeah, just if you can make it strive, not that if you can make it, strive to get a first class, because the one who got a first class it didn't have like two heads. Because me myself, I didn't graduate the first class, but I wish I had come out with the first class. It's something that is very important. So don't downplay it at all. Just put in your best and come out to first class and still be good at it. So don't just be book knowledge. Don't let it end at book. The reason why people talk about first class is that some people just do chew and pour, and that's it. But whatever you are learning, understand it, so that your first class will have meaning, not that you just finish. Like, don't be part of those people who have first class and then when you ask them questions about whatever they are doing, they can't even tell you or defend whatever they are doing because it's just chew and pour. No, don't be part of those. That first class, I mean, I don't like. If you give me that first class, I don't like. I want a first class that I can speak to and then defend. Yeah, so yeah, so that is it. So if you are coming up with a first class, you should be able to. You should be very good at it. It should be something that you should be proud of, not just that you come out for the first class, people asking questions about whatever you came out with, and then you can't even talk to maybe whatever you are doing. No, get to the first class and be good at whatever you are doing. Yes, that will take you places.
Divya, and after Divya, and then Gertrude goes ahead. Divya, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Okay.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can.
Okay, so I would say my school for example, I didn't finish Legon. I went outside the country to get my degree, right? My school, for example, we don't do first class, second class, and all of those things. But if I was to convert it to how we are standard here in Ghana, it would be a first class. Now, the reason why I'm saying that is I went and I strived for a first class, not because I was like very smart, but simply because I understood where it could take me. I can give a typical example that's within my own family. My mom has had first class all the way to a PhD. And the places that I have seen personally where it takes her, where she's meeting with ministers and presidents and stuff like that, because as Derek said, not only does she have the book knowledge, but she has the field work. She had the practical knowledge. She took the work seriously. And whilst a lot of people online will tell you that, oh, first class in tech doesn't mean any first class and going into tech doesn't mean anything. Please don't let anybody lie to you. There are spaces in tech, like for example, my space, get through space, where you cannot go without a degree, and that's it. That's it. There's nothing you can do about it, because spaces like that severely have to do with people, right? It affects people on a physical basis. Like, for example, let's say I went to build an automated system that runs a factory. There are people within the factory, right? If I go there and I don't have any knowledge at all of what I'm doing, and then I go and say, oh, I've watched a few tutorials, I've worked with a microcontroller before, so I'm going to do whatever, people will end up dying, right? Sometimes your degree or your first class gives people that security that you can actually get the work done. That is the whole point, right? Sometimes the degree in itself just shows or proves that you can get the work done. And as Derek said, it's not all about book knowledge. You must also understand the practicality of what you are coming to do, right? So please and please again, if you're in school, you have the means to go to school and you're doing what you are doing, right? Push towards getting the best grades as possible. Even if you end up with a second class, be be confident. Sometimes getting your degree builds confidence in you because you know the work that you've put in. Me like this, when I got my degree, the confidence that I got, because I ended up being the first Ghanaian mechatronics engineer graduating from my school, and I'm one of the few mechatronics engineers here in Ghana, if not the only one, right? And it gives you that sort of confidence that, yeah, you know what you are doing. You went there, you fought with the best of the best, people from China, people from Europe, people from America, and you ended up graduating on the same stage with them. It's the same thing in Legon. You met people from different walks of life, and you've ended up competing or building that relationship with them, and you've graduated with them. There's nothing wrong with that. So if you are going to strive to be the best, is my opinion. Do what you need to do to be the best. It can be working in teams, working with groups. And I'm sure my people in computer engineering can tell you that, see, a lot of them ended up graduating not because they worked on their own, but because they worked together, right? We helped each other to understand the things that we were doing to make everybody better. And at the end of the day, majority of us graduated and we understood what we were doing. And now a lot of our friends are working remotely. Some of them are in robotics, some of them are in the US, some of them are working as managers and so on and so forth. Different spaces, but we're all in the same class, right? So at the end of the day, everybody's story is different, but it doesn't mean you can't all strive to be the best, right? Don't let there be hostility between you and your friends just because they're trying to do well or get first class. Don't let anybody stop you and say, oh, you there, you like book too much and such. No. You know what you're going for. You know what you want. You know the space you want to go into. Whether it's in the uh, regular tech space or it's in a very particular niche, at the end of the day, your degree will give you a stepping stone to reach where you want to go to. So please take it seriously. Learn what you have to learn, and don't let anybody fool you, because the lecturers that you meet, you think that, oh, this poor, all they know is book. If you actually go and find them on the internet and look at their portfolio, it will shock you the work that they have done. And I know Zinas, especially Zinas and Zinas, Edwin, Gertrude, and Derek can testify to that. Some of our lecturers, we thought that, oh, Charlie, this book in Kwan. But when you see their LinkedIn and you see the work that they've done and the work they've put in, it is crazy. And yes, at the end of the day, they are lecturers. They know book, but Charlie, they know where they are going. They know where they've been, and they are helping us, the young ones, also get to the level that they were at. So that's my take on it. So please just, if you have the ability to go to school and whatever field that you're doing, be there, understand, build on that degree, and wherever you want to go to, you can get to.
Great. So unfortunately, the rest of the questions, we won't be able to answer them because of time. Yeah, we won't be able to answer them because of time. That's very sad, actually. So this is all we'll do. Let me share the link of the group with you, right? And If you want to share your LinkedIn account or your social media handles, those who were part of the panel, Gertrude and the rest, kindly do so right now. So the link I just put there is all the social media platforms of Innovo Tech Lab. The one you should be joining is the WhatsApp group. When you join the WhatsApp group, I'll get you all the details of the other speakers and how you can connect with them. But if any of the speakers here can also share their social media details, that's also fine.
Yeah, then as you can share my LinkedIn profile.
Okay. Let me do that then. Or let me just open everybody's LinkedIn.
Yeah, just do that.
Let me just open everybody's LinkedIn.
Wait, what?
Yeah, you heard me.
I beg some of us are LinkedIn. That's it there. We beg.
Edwin.
We beg.
Yeah, so unfortunately for me, my laptop fell and the cooling.
Fortunately for me.
Unfortunately.
You.
Edwin. My laptop fell and the cooling system got damaged. So I'm currently using one of Steven's laptops. Yeah, so I went to Steven's place to get his laptop. So I'm now logging in.
You see how we are helping each other. You see, even after we are done with school, you see what you see. So it's all a matter of perspective, and it's all a matter of the people you meet and end up being friends with. A lot of people out there who are willing to help you. So give it a try.
Yeah, Steven has a lot of laptops.
Top tier programmer, Charlie. Not easy.
Okay, but he still can't speak up. He still can't speak up. I'm still trying to log in. Okay, I'm in. Let me share my screen.
Sorry, guys. I have a deadline to meet, and that's what I say.
Oh, sure. No problem. No problem. At least you've spoken. We've heard your voice. Okay. Coming. Let me share my screen properly. Wow, it's 10. All right, so this is my LinkedIn profile. I think I have to change my name, but let me send it in. For me, you don't really need to try to connect with me directly. Once you get into the WhatsApp group, you can have direct access. You can have direct access to me. Let me quickly go to the rest. Derek is next. Yeah, so this is our boss, Derek.
Top tier boss. Top tier boss.
This is Derek.
I don't know what Zena's talking about.
That's what he always says, but yeah. Edwin, do you even use LinkedIn?
Edwin doesn't use LinkedIn.
Edwin doesn't need the LinkedIn. He doesn't need it. Hey, you don't. Edwin doesn't need it. The things that man is doing.
Edwin, look at your face. Oh.
Why did you have to do me dirty like this today?
You look like you were forced to be in the meeting. You look like you were forced to be in the meeting. Gertrude is next. Gertrude doesn't post, but all she does is to be commenting and reposting people's. Yeah.
Gertrude will only streak me when she's having fun.
Exactly.
I tell you, I forget.
Gertrude, we'll come after you. We're all coming after you. Steven is the last. You can see him in a suit, a computer engineer who wears. Oh, I remember this day. We had to go and do a photo shoot. They thought we were politicians.
Steven looks like a godfather.
But yeah, as soon as I think you can, I think I think I have a LinkedIn, so you can look for it.
You think? Yeah, you are here. When was the last time you updated it?
Charlie, allow. Don't put me on the spot.
Our senior mechatronics engineer.
Charlie, I did try
Yes.
small.
So there we go. And so when you check the link tree, use that link to join. Let me share that. Use that link to join in. Yeah, so this is it. So you can see the WhatsApp group here, the LinkedIn. Yeah, you can follow and then follow us all our social media accounts. So we'll work on this session and then upload it to our YouTube and then probably do some YouTube shorts with some of the answers we gave to some of the questions. Yes, so yeah, let's keep in mind that I know some of the questions were not answered, but let me quickly tell you about the next sessions that will be coming up. The next sessions will be about the professional stuff, CV, GitHub accounts, LinkedIn, getting internships. Yeah, someone is talking about Flutter Dev. Yeah, getting internships and all of that, all those professional stuff. And I also do a session for the Form 3s before you go to school. I'll open the university websites and then we'll go through all the courses, the possible courses for engineering and IT in all the universities. So that one will be coming up maybe during later this week or probably next week. Yeah, but I would also like to appreciate all those who joining, the panelists, the impromptu ones, Gertrude and Stephen for still pulling up, and Edwin, Divier, and Derek, my boss, Derek. Yeah, Derek has been really taking me places. I just follow him around, and we've been having workshops around, even with the outreaches. Yeah, we've been helping each other out with that. So I really want to appreciate them for coming, and I also appreciate all of you for joining on board. Yeah, it's been crazy. The consistency, I mean, we've spent 2 hours and you guys are still here. Thank you so much. This is our first session and you have made it a wonderful one with the interesting questions. We can continue the rest of the questions inside of the WhatsApp group. Yeah, and then in the future, we are trying to have mentorship sessions where mentors will come on board and then the mentees will come and then there'll be sort of like a pairing and you can have someone you talk to. I think it's one of the someone asked. Yeah, you didn't realize it was 10 already. Yeah, it's 10. And some of you are going to school tomorrow.
Zinas, can I be a mentee?
What? Really?
Yes, no.
They are all looking up to Derek. He's the one with the connections. Yeah, so that's all for now. If you join the WhatsApp group, any questions you have, you just put it there. That's where we'll put information for the next session. Should I just send the WhatsApp group link directly? Yeah, let me just copy the link. Yeah, so the name of the link is Hangouts, General Hangouts Group, because we also decide to work on projects. We pair up to work on projects and all. Did you say Temasco? Yeah, this is it. Oh, I'm looking at a different link. Yeah, I'm glad you joined too. Yeah, yeah, so concerning the next session, yeah, you the Presec people, you came home, you didn't text me. Asking me when am I coming to visit Presec. You text me in the group. You, all of you should just join the group. You the Presec people, I don't say anything. I didn't reach out. You know, it was even your lecturer, your teacher. It was your teacher that even shared the link to you. I had to reach out to your teacher. You will talk later. But yeah, it's all good. I don't know if I should end with this. Yeah, so the rest of the panelists, I don't know if you have any last message you'd like to share to them. I don't know if you have any last message you'd like to share before we end the session, because we are done now. Is there any last message anyone wants to share? Let me see. Divier, would you like to start?
Okay, I can say something, I guess. Charlie, media, what I'll tell you, Charlie, don't be afraid to explore. I think that's the main, my main message here. Don't be afraid to explore and try new things, because honestly, tech is so big that you never really know what fits for you. You might think that, oh, you want to become a web or software developer, and you end up like me, liking to work with sensors and configuring hardware and writing logic to integrate the two and all of that, building process systems and stuff like that. You wow, because Zina said Eddie can tell you, like, back in the day, I was, how would I, a jack of all trades. I learned everything: app dev, software, web, Flutter, every language that was there at that point. I knew it. I was I was working on projects left, right, center, back, and I also like C programming and stuff like that. I didn't even remember. I used to be called like Dev C++ because I liked C++ so much, right? But then I ended up realizing that no, Charlie, it's not for me. And then I ended up completely branching out, and I'm enjoying where I'm at right now. So I would tell you guys that tech is very big, it's very broad. So just enjoy the journey. As you are going, you figure out what you love to do the most, and then you end up going there and becoming a master of your craft.
Yeah, thank you so much, Divier. Gertrude, would you like to go next?
I was typing a whole speech, like, yeah, let me just talk. Okay, so I would say that, yeah, I'm wishing you guys all the best. It was nice meeting you all. So yeah, work hard and ask questions. Don't be scared to ask questions, even if you think they don't make sense. Ask, because it doesn't hurt to ask questions, and don't be intimidated by anyone. Like, you can do anything that you set your mind to do. Yeah, and you'll be fine. Yeah, that's it for me.
They will be fine.
Yeah.
Derek, would you like to go next?
Oh, I think I've said a lot. Oh. Is there something else to say? I've said a lot, so
Wrap up,
please.
wrap up, wrap up.
So like, don't be an island. Like, don't be an island. Seek help. Have friends that are very supportive. If if you find out that the friends you have are not supportive, change them. Like, have friends who are very supportive. Like DVS said in our class, computer engineering, I was their course rep, and then we had a very united front. The magic we did together as a class, Edwin, everyone, like it, we did a lot together as a class. We were able to achieve a lot as a class. To the extent that Gertrude's class, they were envious of us. They wanted to be part of our class.
Hey,
Gertrude can
Gary, this
attest
case they
that.
bring.
Especially Gertrude. Especially
Reserve my
Gertrude.
Yes, especially
comments.
Gertrude.
Okay.
Gertrude always wanted to be in our class because we were always together. And funny enough, interesting enough, you find that being with us more than her own classmates. So yeah, have friends who are very supportive. Yeah, that's all I can say.
That's great. I'm sure you guys are wondering why this was lively. It's lively because we are friends. You see, this is not like, you see, when you go for a tech event and you see strangers sitting down at a panel, and then it looks like they are just talking in turns, and you see, that is the reason why you enjoyed this. And if you're able to make friends like this, it would really take you, far. Edwin has not spoken. Edwin.
Okay, I don't know how I'm going to top everybody's last words, but what I have to say is that with whatever you do, just be ready to put in the work. Even if you're not going to tech, try and then just have the mindset that you're going to put in the work, because There's definitely going to be people smarter than you, but if you want to be able to do better than them, the one thing that you have to do is that you have to put in more hours than they have. Because if you all have the same 24 hours in a day, if they put in 4, but you're able to double that and put in 8 or more, you definitely be able to surpass them. And always make sure that you have a good use of your time. Try and spend your time on things that are profitable so that in a few years, all the efforts that you've put in would actually reap the benefits.
Okay, thank you so much. I really appreciate all of
Jonas,
you coming on
like
board.
to add
Ah,
into-
yeah, Stephen.
Sorry, I
Yeah, go ahead.
all their closing remarks, and I wanted to add something too. So, I think all they said are true, and one thing I wanted to add is everything is scary, but nothing is scary because if you want to get into anything new, it will look scary in the beginning. But once you start, you realize it wasn't actually scary and it's actually easy, especially if you put in the effort, as Edwin said. Because when I started learning programming, there were some languages or some concepts in certain languages I was always postponing because I thought they will be very difficult. So I'll keep postponing and everything. But when when the pressure came and I actually started learning, I realized I could have done this a long time and it would have been easier for me. Because when you actually start putting in effort or you start actually learning something, you realize it's actually very easy. And all you need to do is to start it. You get it? So you guys should have that motto. What Nike said, just do it. Just anything you want to do, just start. Like just start it, and you
Very,
realize
very true.
it's not scary as you think. Yeah. Thank you.
Very, 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 very true.
Just do it. Just do it.
Just do it. Oh. Hey, see, that's the best way to just do it.
Yeah, just do
Don't
it.
think about it.
Yeah. So thank you all for joining. This is Innovo Tech Lab. Yeah, and if this actually stemmed from a group of us in my class, I think Vivier is here. Vivier is here. Gertrude is here. We were having discussions earlier when we were still in school. Yeah, and I realized we needed to bring this thing on board.
You still remember, Charlie?
Yeah.
Level 100 there. Oh.
Yeah. So I'm glad we've been able to see this through. There are actually a lot of people who are still willing to come on board, but the issue is with the time. So we'll find a way and then create the mentorship program for this to happen. So those of you who are going to school tomorrow, I wish you all the best, safe journey. The Form 3s, we have more things to do and talk about. Yeah, so the rest of the sessions will still come on board. We'll check the availability of the other people who came around today. And yeah, I think that's all. I'm really excited of how this session went. It went way better than I expected it to go. I am so excited. Yeah, and then Gertrude's surprise. Yeah, so thank you all. That's all for today.
Zenas, you can't run away. You promised them a giveaway.
No, not today. So okay. Let me explain. So the giveaway. Oh, relax. Let me explain. I'm sure people are waiting. What I meant was that the giveaway will be in the pipeline, and it will have to do with getting our social media out there. Yeah, I said a giveaway. I actually said it. So we are working on our social media platforms, getting things there. So see those who will share our stuff and get us out there, those who will help us with ad videos, those who will help us with a lot of things. Let me do this. Let me just show you. Edwin, you see what you've done? I have to explain by force. So as you can see, we are currently working on the website. Yeah, I know some of you can see yourselves over here. Look at Mohammed. And then Philip. Yeah, and then Wesley Girls. This is Temasco as well. So I'm currently working on a website. Now we'll need people to fill this slot. So we'll need volunteers on this side as well. Yeah, and other things. So that's how the giveaway will be done. We'll still be working on it. But if anything, I'll let you know. So those of you who are interested should join the groups. Those of you who are interested should join the groups. I think that's all for now. So I think that's all for now. I don't know if there is anything else. I know there isn't. You can't see the site. Yeah, this site is not available. The one that is available is InnovoTechLab.com. We are currently working on the website. I will upload it later on. I'm the one developing it myself. Why should I pay somebody extra? I'm a software engineer. Come on. So that will be rolled out soon. And then when it comes out, I'll let all of you know. Well, that's all for now. Bye, everybody. Bye.